When you are as famous as Caitlin Clark and have your amazing stats to support and back you, you just know it for a fact that you will be selected over just anybody and in any team. However, even the greatness of Caitlin Clark is failing to make the cut for Summer Olympics 2024. Will she be able to make it to the final team? Stick around to find in the video the latest around Caitlin Clark and her selection in the national team. It is worth mentioning that Clark did not have an ordinary path through the sphere of sports beginning early. She played competitive soccer and softball at first, but it was basketball. She said that she started playing at the age of 9, which attracted her. Letting a sneak peek into her past, Clark unveiled to ESPN a childhood dream board of her ambitious goals, or some may call it a bucket list. He or she may dream of scoring a basketball scholarship and making it big in the WNBA. Clark explains that before joining the university, she lived in the so-called sports family. Her first trainer was her father, who saw her potential. Clark's father caught her talent early, and rather than accepting her to play on Louisville girls' team, he had her join boys' teams to challenge her some more. Clark also did not betray her father's trust in giving her the opportunity to play and compete. She even started to overpower her teammates, although she also scored an MVP to her credit. Clark cast her mind back to her school days. She says with a chuckle how her brothers, who were both supportive of her, and at the same time, critics were persons who kept her on her toes, always eager for more challenges. She was not shy to admit that the fact that her resilience and competitiveness were a mirror image of her elder brother, who used to stand up for her every time she was nearly beaten. Clark literally became famous with what can be referred to as the logo threes. Those amazing long-range three-point attempts made by Clark far beyond the logo of the home court of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Most of these are not shots. They are shows that attract fans who swarm the stadium on every game day. She puts her extraordinary shooting ability to the raw power and competition that she experiences. It is never just about the points. Shooting from downtown is about strategizing, drawing attention away from her teammates for better shooting behind the arc, and getting more buckets. Her stats speak volumes of her greatness. This season alone, she has logged in 17 triple-doubles, a record which only a few players have achieved in the history of the NCAA. Clark, therefore, is more than just a shooter, but playmaker, and it's so impressive. When used properly, illustrates her great court vision and the desire to bring the best out of herself and others on the court. Her style is completely the opposite of selfish. It is all about creating plays that will leave the opposition stunned and the spectators standing. Thus, the biography of Clark, who grew from a child enthralled with sports to a college record holder, is the story of ambition, family encouragement, and passion for overcoming barriers. She is not only erasing records but charting history's path to a more advanced generation, where giants of sports are defined not just by dreams, but by more importance. So next time you see Clark raining those logo threes or racking up assists, remember, but that's not the only goal. It is about the growing empire, step by step, game by game. Correction with the top players of the WNBA today, and Caitlin Clark leads the list. She was a key figure to the Indiana Fever by signing as the first-round draft pick. During her college time, Iowa has been characterized by impressive and great performances, as well as the skills that brought the team to the edge of victory in the national championship final match. The result was that having a completely different viewpoint on the game, she performed better than other competitors on the field and gained much popularity. Caitlin has the numbers to prove she is a superstar, with a 42% positive rating among viewers, according to YouGov profiles. She has won many big matches, and people all over the world admire her for her wonderful court performances and for still making history for women's basketball. The NCAA has set its all-time scoring record for women's basketball and even broke the men's record. Thus, Caitlin is indeed proving to be a game-changer. Her excellent performance as a basketball player has enabled her to be drafted for the Indiana Fever team in the 2024 WNBA. Thus, claiming such impressive numbers and supporting herself with the love of fans, Caitlin Clark is destined to become a true legend in the sphere of basketball. They do not realize that even with an excess of successes today and worldwide recognition, she could not even make it to the Paris Olympics team. This raises the question: what is required of a team that is selected to participate in the Olympic Games basketball disciplines? Again, it is the impression that the popularity of products does not significantly influence their choice. As for the women's team of the United States, the list of players to be included has not been released, but the NCAA star, And the WNBA rookie Caitlin Clark clarified she did not receive an invitation to participate in Paris. She is focused on making the team sometime in the future. The players expected to make the cut are WNBA All-Star MVP and gold medalists such as Brittany Griner. This was further echoed by USA Basketball, which, when releasing the final list of players to the U.S. Women's Olympic team on Tuesday, failed to include Clark, noting that she lacks the requisite experience. The selection committee felt that the gifted Clark lacked sufficient top-flight expertise to be part of the team that was going to the Paris Games. 7 are from the group that triumphed in Tokyo, which is the 7th successive triumph for the Americans. In choosing Clark, selection committee chair Jen Rizzotti said that the committee was aware that choosing Clark, the No. 1 pick of the Indiana Fever, safeguards the sport's millions of new fans because of her record-setting college career at Iowa and here in Indiana. Here's the basketball criteria that we were given as a committee, and how do we evaluate our players based on that, Rizzotti told the Associated Press in an interview. And when you base your decision on criteria, other players were harder to cut because they checked a lot more boxes. Then sometimes it comes down to position, style of play for Cheryl Reeve, and then sometimes a vote. Among the notable names is Diana Taurasi, who is back for a record 6th time. Her Olympic career started when she was a WNBA rookie in the 2004 Athens game. And now the 42-year-old will be on the team again. Other returners from the Tokyo Olympics are Breanna Stewart, Aja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Nafisa Collier, Jewel Lloyd, and Brittany Griner. When inquired from Caitlin Clark on not receiving the invite to Paris next month, she said there was no disappointment after she was left off the U.S. Olympic roster. "I think it just gives you something to work for," Clark told reporters after practice. "It's a dream. Hopefully, one day I can be there. I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that. Hopefully, next time around, I can be there. I think the Olympic break will be really good for all of us," Clark said, per Desert Wave Media. "First of all, we need to get some rest, but also we have like 3 weeks to work on ourselves. It's like training camp again and practice. We have a young team, so that time will be super valuable for us." Clark continued by saying, "It will stink at times that we don't get to go out there and play, but it will be very beneficial for our group." In other places, news has broken out that with the 2024 Olympics set to begin later this month, the status of one of Team USA's biggest star women's basketball players may be in jeopardy. A leg injury has sidelined 6-time Olympian Diana Taurasi from the last 3 of the Phoenix Mercury's previous 4 games, and she will miss Friday's clash against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. It's unclear whether the injury will impact Taurasi's status for the Olympics, but should she be unable to head to Paris, that could open the door for Clark, who was not selected for the primary roster but named an alternate. So there you have it, Caitlin Clark's remarkable journey in the world of basketball leading up to the big stage of the Olympics. What do you think? Will she make it in the final cut? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more inspiring stories like this.